Hi beautiful souls, I hope you've had a lovely week. I've got like a chai matcha here. So as you can tell by today's title, it's going to be about my journey into loving myself. Now, it's not an easy journey, but it was so worth it, and I feel as though I need to share what I've learned with you guys, and hopefully that you can take that away. It can help with your healing journey into becoming the best version of yourselves. The first thing that I want to say is that it's so important to notice the difference between self-care and self-love, because self-care means doing things that involve a lot of comfort and doing things that bring you lots of pleasure. Like, for example, you might want to hit the gym, or you might want to try out a new workout class, or you want to pamper yourself. Those are all things that bring you comfort and pleasure, but it's not something that's building you into becoming a better version of yourself. And that's what self-love is. Self-love is a journey. It's more about a journey and a process that involves a lot of discomfort that leads to growth. And one of the most uncomfortable steps that I learned during my self-love journey was codependency and how damaging it is to your soul. In the past, I've been such a massive victim of codependency to the point where someone's mood or someone's actions determined how my whole day went. So for example, if I was getting ghosted by someone, my whole day would just be ruined. I'd lose interest in everything that I wanted to do. I'd be thinking about it all day. Whereas if it was vice versa and someone was giving me all their attention, I'd wake up in such a good mood. I'd be thinking about them. I'd be checking my phone like 24/7. And I didn't realize how bad that was for me, because I was placing my worth and identity in the hands of somebody else. And I like to compare that to the analogy of the florist, where I was walking when I was walking down my local market and I saw a florist, and in the window display, I saw a beautiful bunch of roses. And let's say I walked into that florist and I decided to look at those bunch of roses for a very long time, give all my attention, and then turn around and I see a bunch of lilies and I automatically buy the lilies. Has that taken away the beauty of the roses? Absolutely not. Maybe I decided to buy these lilies because I noticed that it suits my decor more, or maybe I don't get enough sunlight through my window, so the roses, having the roses there will make the roses die faster than having the lilies there. And what that means is that everyone chooses somebody else based on what's better suited for them. Me choosing the lilies hasn't taken away the beauty of the roses. The roses were there for a reason. They're up for display. Do you think the shop owner's going to think, oh, because this person never chose to buy the roses, I'm going to take them down now. They're not worthy of buying. I want to throw them in the bin. I want to take them out of my stock. No, because they know that someone else is going to buy them, or they just know deep down that the roses are beautiful. And that's something that we need to take away with us. Someone rejecting us or someone choosing somebody else over us is never ever something that we should be taken personally. It's just making us one step closer to finding who's actually meant for us. Never ever place your worth in the hands of somebody else. The only person who should be creating value is you. Other people should only be adding value to your life. And that leads us on to my second point, is that the only actions that you can control are your own. You can't control other people's actions, but you can control your reaction to them. So if someone decides to leave you, or if you get rejected by, like, for example, a job interview, you can either choose to sit there and think, oh, I'm not worthy of this, I'm not worthy of love, I'm not worthy of success. Or you can change that and think, hold on, the reason why I got rejected is because that makes me one step closer to finding what's actually meant for me. Remember, God or any other higher being that you believe in never ever wants to see you suffer. Do you really think God, this omnibenevolent, omniscient and all-powerful being, really wants to sit there and see you suffer? The only person who may think that you are worthy of suffering is yourself. You are also worthy of love, success, prosperity and all the good things in life. The only person that's bringing you down and the only person that's preventing you from getting those things is yourself. Because we are able, when we start opening our hearts and realizing that there is an abundance of so much love, money, success in this universe, that makes every single person in this universe open to their desires and their manifestations. And Stoicism also says that we actually need to go through these hardships in life in order for us to grow and to become resilient. And that's That's what self-love is. Self-love is going through these experiences of discomfort in order for us to grow. If you place a flower in a very, very dark room, it's never going to blossom. But if you place it in a room where it's going to get all many different types of things like water and sunlight, it's going to blossom into the beautiful flower that it is. And that's exactly like you. When you take yourself out of situations that you're used to and start putting yourself in uncomfortable situations in order for you to grow and in order for you to have resilience, then you will see true growth and you will become the best version of yourself. Another thing that I learned during my self-love journey, and although this is kind of like self-care, is practicing a new hobby. Now stay with me, guys, because when you start something new for yourself, you start drawing your power back. And what I mean by that is where you place your attention is where you place your energy. That's what Joe Dispenza says. He says that when you start focusing on things, that's where you place your attention. So if you're so fixated on a person or a situation, that's where you're giving your power to. And you're eventually going to give so much of your power to the point where you're just going to become matter and not magnet. You're not going to be able to draw all the things that you're manifesting into your life because you're so fixed on this person or this situation. Whereas if you turn it around and start focusing on the things that you enjoy and start focusing on new things that you want to try, you're going to draw back so many opportunities to you. And that's what happens when you start focusing on yourself. That's when all the good things come. Although, yes, those are actions that you might do. Like, for example, you might practice a new hobby of learning a new skill where you're focusing on yourself. But although that's an act of self-care, it's also an act of stepping out of your comfort zone because you're trying new things and you're not stuck in the past, or you're not stuck on this situation or stuck on the reason why a person left you. Also, investing all your love languages into yourself. Now, this is so important because the root of heartbreak is this idea that we place the false identity of someone in our head, and when they don't live up to that standard, that's when we become disappointed and heartbroken. That's because we want others to love us the way we love them. So if that's the case, why don't we just draw that love back into ourselves? And we become so powerful then, because when you love someone so much, you put them up on a pedestal to the point where you start to forget who you truly are. So if you start to invest all that love back into yourself, you then become on that pedestal and you become so powerful. For example, if your love language is gift giving and you wanted this person to buy you a gift, or you wanted this person to buy you flowers, buy your own flowers. Guys, I do this all the time. Like, I buy weekly flowers and I am not ashamed to admit that. Like, I love buying myself my own gifts. I love treating myself. I see solo gifting as so important to loving myself, because I know that if somebody else bought me a gift, then yeah, I'd be 100% grateful. But I know that I can also do that myself, and it wouldn't be sort of like a big surprise to me, and it wouldn't be such a new thing because I know that I can also treat myself too. Or if your love language is quality time, try solo dating. Honestly, solo dating is mwah. Like, the first time that I went on a solo date, I enjoyed it so much. I think I went for brunch and I sat there with my avocado on toast and my book, and I had my sunglasses on and I was out in the sunshine. Like, that was literally the best thing ever, because when you go solo dating, you don't have to rely on other people. Like, you're doing things for you, you're there for yourself. And when I tell you, no one is judging you. If you think that someone's judging you, that is a mindset. Everyone's out there to do their own thing. No one's going to spend so much time worrying about this one person who's on their own. And if they are doing that, then they're a loser, because if people are so focused on other people's lives, that's because they have no life of their own. If your love language is words of affirmation, honestly, the best thing to do is to write down all the things that you like to hear about yourself. So let's say, for example, you like it when someone calls you beautiful, or if you like it when someone says they're proud of you. Write those as affirmations and chant them in the mirror every single day, or chant them to yourself at some point in the day, whether that's through meditation, whether that's the moment you wake up or on your way to work or wherever you are. Chant them to yourself, because then you're drawing all your power back. And when I tell you, the power of the tongue is so important, because when you speak those things, you're sending those vibrations off into the universe, and the universe will send you back master of the same energy. Remember, everything and everyone is energy, guys. And I've said this before on my podcast. My podcast is also called Ever Evolving. Saying those affirmations to yourself is so important, as well as also hearing it from other people. But when you start saying those things to yourself, like, I am worthy of love, I am beautiful, I am successful, I am financially abundant, you're so going to attract matter of the same energy. When we are on this journey to focusing on ourselves and loving ourselves, we need to remember that the memories and the past will never ever outweigh the disrespect, and it will never ever outweigh what's happening right in front of us. So for example, if you're trying to love yourself after a heartbreak, you need to understand that all those feelings will never ever outweigh the disrespect. You need to remember how this person treated you, and you need to think, would I let someone like that treat a friend like that, or someone else who I love? Because obviously we all have someone that we love. So imagine this person treating the people that we love the same way that they treated us. We'd absolutely not have it. And that's the thing, that's the mindset that we need to adopt in ourselves when we're trying to love ourselves, is that would you really let someone treat you like that, knowing the fact that you are so beautiful inside and out, and you have the power and you have the courage to love yourself? Never ever let those feelings or those memories, whether it was a time where they treated you so good in the moment, stop you from loving yourself. Because the moment there is an ounce of disrespect, the moment that someone doesn't align with you anymore, that is your time for you to then evolve and start attracting things that are truly meant for you. Remember, God and the universe will never not be on your side. And like I've mentioned before, God, this omnibenevolent, this all-powerful, omniscient being, would never ever want you to suffer. That doesn't mean that we're not living a perfect life. Like, obviously we're going to go through hardships, but those hardships are moments for us to then grow into becoming a better version of ourselves. But God and the universe never ever wants us to suffer. They know that we are truly meant to be loved. They know that we are truly deep down beautiful. And we need to start recognizing that. And when we start aligning ourselves with that energy, then we then receive that. You are loved. You are so, so loved. To end this video, I just want to say that it's okay to feel uncomfortable, because as beings of habits, we are all habitual human beings. We want to do things that we are used to, and that's where we won't see change. Remember, it's kind of like, you know, when we were younger and we were afraid of the dark, we're not actually afraid of the dark. We were afraid of what could be in it. And that's because we're so afraid of the unknown. And loving yourself isn't an easy journey, but knowing the fact that you can actually open your heart and start trusting God in the universe and start thinking that you can do this. You are so capable of loving yourself. If you don't know it, I know it. I love you. So I know that you can love yourself. When we start opening our hearts and start being fearless of the unknown, that's where we see true change. Stay evolving and stay true to yourself. Love you.